Welcome back to the MLG stream covering the ESET Masters 2013 Season 2 Finals. We're here in Game 3 of the semifinal match between Bly and Arthur. The winner of this goes up to face off against Stardust in the Grand Finals. So far, both games have been very fast. In fact, the last 6 games have been very fast. These players really want to get at their opponent's throats very early on the game. I think the shortest average game time over at the last 8 games in a row that I've actually maybe ever seen, which is awesome. I like to see some fast-paced games. It's good to have a good mix of games. But here we are in Game 3 on Belshire Vestige in the upper left-hand location. Will we have a European in the Grand Finals? Of course, this player wants it to happen. The red Zerg in the upper left. Acer's Bly. In the bottom right-hand location, the man who wants to make it a PvP Finals. We have the teal Protoss, Arthur. The score is tied up 1-1. This is Game 3 of this best-of-3 series. The winner goes on to the finals against Stardust, which will be a best-of-5. Arthur being very... You know what's interesting? His scouting pattern is designed to elude an Overlord. Why would he want to elude an Overlord? Like, why is he hugging the edge of the map and sneaking in this direction? Arthur is up to something, man. Arthur is... I think he's going to cannon rush. This is the only thing that makes sense, is that Arthur is going to cannon rush. The probe deliberately avoided being spotted by Overlords. Arthur is sneaky. He says, we've seen early speedlings from Bly. We've seen early roaches from Bly. If he likes to makes units early, what is the counter? Get cannons even earlier. Here he goes now. Oh no! He missed time. He was hoping to see a hatchery in production, but no, it was not in production. Bly delaying the drone being sent out a little bit late. And the probe gets spotted. It has to abandon its cannon rush plans. Instead, content just to be annoying. That's all he's doing. And the Nexus goes down, but look at this. Bly getting the gas. The probe spots it, but Bly only built the gas when the probe started coming up there. It could be a mind game. Bly known for doing a lot of very aggressive builds early on in the game. A lot of speeding baiting Olins, a lot of roach Olins. Is this gas a fake? Well, he's mining gas, but the gas was spotted by Arthur. Maybe Bly is just going to get Zergling speed in hopes Arthur overreacts to the early gas. We'll have to wait and see. Typically, against a fast Nexus like what Arthur is employing, Zerg's often like to take a very fast third base. But Bly is not your average Zerg. He says, who needs a third base when I can bring my opponent down to 0 bases with very strong, aggressive tactics? Double gas is coming out from Arthur. Bly continues to mine gas. He's not pulling drones off gas even though he's at 100. Is he going to get layer fast? Is he going to get Zergling speed fast? It is going to be Zergling speed. Is he going to go for another Roach Speedling all-in? Arthur with the Cyber Core in front of the base. This is something that can be vulnerable to Roach Speeding all-in. If you take out the Side Core, remember there's no more additional Sentry or Stalker Warpins. Bly continuing to mine more and more gas. No third base in sight from Bly. What is Bly up to? Zergling snuck in the base. I forgot to mention that earlier, guys, but no real damage done so far. Just a few Zerglings picked off by Arthur, 2 by the cannon, 1 by probe so far, but he is doing some damage as far as interfering with the probe's ability to mine minerals. So some mining time is lost. 1 probe goes down. Well done by the Zerglings there. Circling around, looking for another probe victim that strays too far away from the pack. This is like the nature channel with the hyenas hunting the gazettes. They found one. They found one away from the pack. But it does rejoin its pack mate soon. But no, it strays away again. They think about going for it. Are they gonna? They're gonna go for it. They zoom in. It gets torn to pieces. Bloody shreds are all that remain from that probe's once proud metallic body. And now speed is complete. These Zerglings are machines now. Going for another probe. 2 kills on their belts. There's a 3rd kill. And they are so fast, Zealot has no chance to keep up pace. A lot of probes being taken off. Here comes the Mothership Core. That can help defend quite a bit. Going down to the natural order speedlings. Will they find another victim? They've picked one out. They target it. Another probe goes down, but the Zerglings are trapped with the force field. And the reign of terror of their Protoss bases is ended. Meanwhile, on Bly's side of the map, we do see he did go for a relatively fast layer after speed, followed by a later third base. What is this layer going to be used for? Are we going to see Swarm Hosts? Are we going to see fast Mutalists? Are we going to see a Nidus play? I would think there'd be more Queens being produced if it was a Nidus play, so it's most likely one of the other two. Or could this be Speed Roaches early on in the game? Oh, look at this. Bly spotted. He spotted 5 additional gateways in production. That has got to be a warning sign to him. A robotics being built as well.
Game paused.
Bly pauses the game, perhaps considering his options. Arthur's build is significantly delayed from the damage Speedings did to him early in the game. If you think about it, we're at the 8-minute mark. Warp Gate is done. Lair is done. And just now starting robo and additional gateways. I'm not sure what Arthur's plan is, but I feel that it may strike late enough that Bly actually has a tech advantage. That being said, Bly, not that many drones, only 43 drones. Remember, his third base is still not up yet. His third base is only halfway up. So, while Arthur is significantly behind in tech compared to where a Protoss would be in a normal game, Bly is significantly behind in economy compared to where a Zerg would be in a more normal game. Both players have made sacrifices this game. Bly trying to tech fast and get early speed. And Arthur, trying to deal with those early speedings, has delayed his tech. We do see Burrow on the way, additional roaches. Will roaches be enough, though? Okay, there's a Spire on the way. Against an immortal attack, I'm not sure if roaches would be enough considering Bly's current economic shape. He cannot afford to max out in 11-12 minutes. And if you cannot do that, it's very difficult to hold off a Sentry Immortal timing. But wait, no, it's not Immortals. It's a Warp Prism. This is a very tricky technique. If the Warp Prism can drop the Sentries into the main base before Bly realizes it, he can force field the ramp. But that being said, Bly has very good scouting across the map. Speedings will deal with the Zealot. Bly looks to be in control of this game. He has creep spread at his opponent's potential third base. More gateways being moved by Arthur. So Arthur, he might not even go for the main. With this gateway count, he could warp in anywhere he wants. Here comes the Warp Prism. It has not been spotted yet. Bly has no scouting overlords. He has no idea. He could be caught totally off guard. The roaches are in a natural. The roaches are in a natural. If a sentry gets a force field on the ramp, the roaches are out of the base. Oh no, they're out of the base. Bly's main maybe forfeit right here. He's trying to switch to Mutalisk. At this point, there's no going back for Bly. Yeah, he thought about going back for a second, but knows force fields are going to block that ramp indefinitely. His main is forfeit. But can he win with a counterattack? He's got to be careful. The Mutas have to rally away from the Stalkers. No Muta. That's a Brave Muta. Another Brave Muta. One Muta doesn't quite go down. One Muta does go down. Meanwhile, roaches, they're not attacking. Arthur preparing a defense just in case. He's trying to pick off the sentries with the Mutas, but there's too much covering fire. More sentries being warped in. Bly's going to try to make a hopeless defense hopeful. Muta after Muta being taken out. I've yet to see a Zerg attempt this type of defense. Typically, a counterattack is the call of the day for Zerg, but Bly saying, I do not want to counterattack. I want to try to make this defense happen, but the force field's cutting his army in half. He's trying to force his way up this ramp, but at this point, he's down in supply. He's bled away too many units, changing and being taken out even. Attempting to ramp once again, but so many Stalkers on the top of it. The Spire taking damage, the Lair taking damage. Will he decide to counterattack? No, he still wants to try to make a defense happen. So few units left for Bly. Only a few Mutalisks remain. Only a few roaches. Another great force field traps 3 roaches. And yes, 3 roaches is about half or a third the roaches that Bly has. So it's a very, very big number. Bly trying to go back to Lair Tech, but what's going to stop Arthur from walking down the ramp and killing him? The army values are about 5,000 for Arthur, barely 2,000. In fact, less than 2,000 for Bly. Arthur, the vast numerical superiority. Bly trying to send the Mutilus, but there's too many stalkers there. What is Bly building? 11 more roaches. Will that be enough? He's facing 18 stalkers in 8 centuries. I don't know what 11 roaches can do against a force this big. Arthur is waiting to get a few more resources. Bly says very funny, clearly upset at the way this game has gone, because he knows at this point of the game his chances are slim to none. He's going to try to make a stand anyway. Remember, he does have Burrow. And there is a single observer. Where is the observer? Oh, the observer's nearby. Perhaps an overseer morph and an observer snipe and Burrow shenanigans. Could that be? Oh, Arthur trying to distract Bly, so Bly lets Arthur get down the ramp. Force fields trying to get some extra damage on the roaches. Not quite hitting, but the main goal was getting down the ramp. Now he's down the ramp. His superior numbers are going to be telling. Very good force fields there, isolating many of the roaches. Roaches being massacred. Drones going on as well. Stalkers continue to warp in. Observer nearby enough to deal with Burrow. A double time mark goes down. Bly tries to close the distance, but even if he can, Blink is in the picture now. Not that it's needed. The stalker count is so high. Arthur with a very sneaky Warp Prism attack. Kind of a retro build from, I'd say, early 2012. But against an opponent who has no Overlords in position to see the Warp Prism coming, has no Zerglings on the field to see the Warp Prism coming, a very effective technique indeed. And we're going to see the grand finals. Korea against Korea, Arthur against Stardust, Protoss against Protoss. A civil war in 3 different dimensions. The winner, $500 in prize pool and a guaranteed spot. The $20,000 grand finals of the ESET Masters 2013 season at the end of this year. That'll be coming up in just a few minutes.